Squaddies, hold up. This clash just shook the entire royal PR machine. Dr. Shola went straight for Piers Morgan and the monarchy. And what she said about Harry and Meghan left everyone speechless.
We need to forget all of that to paint this picture that all was rosy and hunky-dory. Nonsense. And then you are lording over the Queen. Listen, by all means, let's applaud the Queen when she does something right. But when she does something wrong, we need to call her out.
What does she do wrong? What does she do wrong?
What kind of grandmother? Let me finish. What kind of grandmother will be so close to her grandson, Harry, but then not use her power and influence as queen to protect them from the racist media coverage? What kind of grandmother will protect her own son, Prince Andrew, from the potential crime of raping a minor, but will do jack all to protect Harry and Meghan? Especially, I have no doubt that she would have heard about the suicidal thoughts and the help and support she needs. And then you sit there hammering on about how the royal institution is not racist. Are you out of your godforsaken mind?
No, you know what? I find what you're saying about the Queen actually
The television studio buzzed with anticipation, the lights glaring, cameras ready to catch every moment. At the centre sat Dr. Shola Mos-Shogbamimu, radiating calm authority. She wasn't here for small talk. Her presence signalled a reckoning. The usual debate about the royal family was about to be upended. Dr. Shola's posture was unyielding, her gaze unwavering. She came armed with facts and a fierce sense of justice. The other panellists shifted uneasily, sensing they were outmatched. The host's introduction was brief. Dr. Shola's first words sliced through the tension. "Let us be very clear," she began, her voice commanding. The room fell silent, the air charged. She wasn't here to discuss the Sussexes' choices. She was here to expose a deeper institutional failing. Her opening statement drew a line in the sand. This conversation would be on her terms. Her authority came not from a title, but from conviction. She spoke with the clarity of a lawyer and the passion of an activist. The stage was set for more than a debate. It was a cultural reckoning. The host's nervous smile betrayed the sense that the show's script was about to be rewritten. The storm had arrived, and its name was Dr. Shola. The nation was watching as the monarchy faced a moment of truth. Dr. Shola laid out her case with precision. Her argument: the monarchy's silence amid racist media attacks on Meghan Markle was a choice, one that made them complicit. She cited headlines that praised Kate but vilified Meghan for identical actions, exposing a pattern of bias. This wasn't just unfair press, it was a sustained narrative to cast Meghan as an outsider. Where was the palace's defence? Their silence spoke volumes. Dr. Shola argued this absence allowed prejudice to flourish, normalising vitriol. The monarchy, meant to represent all of Britain, failed to stand up for a modern, multicultural nation. This wasn't just a personal betrayal, it was a public one. The silence became fertile ground for racial bias. Dr. Shola connected the dots. The palace's inaction, the media's behaviour, and the Sussexes' departure were all linked. The monarchy's passivity was the critical factor in this national crisis. Dr. Shola described the fallout as catastrophic. Meghan and Harry's exit wasn't just personal, it was self-preservation. The couple faced relentless attacks left exposed by the institution meant to protect them. The unchecked narrative fueled harmful stereotypes about black and biracial women. By staying silent, the palace became complicit in a wider cultural problem. The Sussex saga became a proxy war over race and identity in Britain. The monarchy missed a chance to modernise and embrace diversity. Instead, it clung to outdated silence, pushing the couple out. Their departure signalled to many that the institution wasn't safe or welcoming for all. The crisis of legitimacy for the crown had begun. The segment's climax arrived. Piers Morgan erupted, dismissing Dr. Shola's argument as baseless. He demanded proof that coverage was about race, trying to shut her down. The studio crackled with tension. Dr. Shola didn't flinch. "Let me finish," she commanded, locking eyes with Morgan. She explained, racism isn't always slurs. It's patterns, bias, microaggressions. As Morgan talked over her, Dr. Shola delivered the knockout. She called out his vendetta and accused him of using his platform to bully a woman of colour. "You are a liar and a disgrace," she declared. The studio fell silent. For once, Morgan was speechless. The power dynamic flipped. Dr. Shola had not only won the argument, she embodied it. She showed in real time the aggressive defensiveness that meets accusations of racism. The reckoning was happening live. The moment went viral, replayed across the nation. Dr. Shola's composure and clarity turned the confrontation into a masterclass. She proved her point with both words and actions. The debate was no longer theoretical. It was personal, urgent, and undeniable. The nation watched as the old guard was challenged on its own turf. With the confrontation over, Dr. Shola refocused on the monarchy. Her demand: the royal family must publicly admit to institutional racism and its failure to protect Meghan and Harry. Token gestures wouldn't suffice. Real accountability was needed. The problem wasn't a few individuals, but the system itself. Change had to be deep and honest, starting from the top. The monarchy faced a choice: continue with silence or engage, listen, and rebuild trust. In a diverse Britain, indifference to race would make the institution irrelevant. This was about more than Meghan and Harry. It was about the monarchy's future. Dr. Shola's ultimatum: transform or risk becoming a relic. The royal family had to decide what it wanted to be. Dr. Shola concluded, "The monarchy stands at a crossroads. In an era of social progress, its traditions are liabilities. To stay relevant, the crown must reform, not just survive. This means engaging with modern Britain, embracing diversity, and being accountable. The first step addressed racism head-on. Acknowledging failings would show strength and commitment to the future. This requires public statements, transparent reviews, and real inclusion. The monarchy must become an active force for good, not just a passive symbol." Dr. Shola's message was urgent but hopeful. The crown can change course. The royal reckoning is a historical imperative. For the monarchy to continue, it must reflect the people it serves. The call to action was for both the palace and the public. Demand better. Keep the conversation alive. The debate isn't over. Dr. Shola's questions are for all of us. What kind of society do we want? The conversation is essential. Progress comes from difficult discussions. We've seen the power of speaking truth to power and the cost of silence. This moment has sparked a wider dialogue about race, media, and identity in Britain. Now, it's your turn to reflect and engage. Consider the role of media, institutions, and your own voice. Change happens when we demand better from ourselves and those in power. Join the conversation, subscribe, stay informed, and be part of the solution. Let's keep talking.